Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a worth the buy or nah foundation review on the brand new Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. I am excited to try this foundation. They did come out with a pretty large shade range, so that was really cool to see. This is the bottle that I picked up. I do have to say though, when I was purchasing this foundation online, I could not figure out what shade I was for the life of me. So I'm hoping that the one that I got, which is 3WO, which is 3 Warm Olive, works well for me. And it comes in one of these. I do not like this packaging right away. It's already dripping and I haven't even used it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close that really fast until we go into the foundation. So that packaging to me just seems a little iffy. It has 1.6 ounces, which is a pretty good size. It has a little bit more than you would expect. And this foundation does retail for $40, which I was kind of shocked because I feel like I was waiting for it to be a little bit more expensive. I'm pretty sure that the Dior Skin Forever foundation is like 56 or something like that dollars, or maybe even, I can't remember to be exact, but I'll have it compared to each other in my description box. You guys can go ahead and check that out. But it just looked like it was not good. So I already went ahead and moisturized my cheeks. I actually used the Tatcha water cream today. The reason I use this is because I forgot to apply my moisturizer that's in my room and it's all the way upstairs. And I was like, I'm not going back all the way up there, especially because my legs are so damn sore from my workouts. But it is the First Aid Beauty Instant Repair Cream, so that's like my go-to, but I figured I would use this one for now. So now we're gonna move on to our primer. Today for primer, we're gonna keep it super simple, just because my skin's being a little biatch again with the rosacea, so I don't wanna use anything too heavy. Normally I would use the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but I just feel like today I need something a little bit light. Okay, so we're gonna just take the product and pray for the best. So that's what it looks like. It actually doesn't look as runny as I thought it would. It has a little bit of a fragrance scent. As I'm applying, it feels very light on the skin. We're gonna be taking our makeup sponge. I feel like this is gonna absorb a little too much of the product, but we'll see. This finish definitely feels way lighter than the Dior Skin Forever foundation. This one just feels more like something that you could wear every day, something that you could just run errands with. This one is definitely more for like events and stuff. I think the whole idea of this new foundation is kind of something that just enhances your beauty. And it also says that it will be really good for building it up. So we're gonna take more. That's just with one layer. You can still see my redness. It's not like extremely noticeable, but you can definitely still see it there. It does look like it has like a radiance from within. It almost looks right now like it's a tinted moisturizer on my skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing like a foundation. So we're gonna go in with more. I was expecting this to be one of those foundations that's more like full coverage, like for like an evening out type of thing, but probably because they've already done like that super glam makeup, they probably wanted to do something that's more wearable. So unlike the other foundation, this doesn't have sunscreen, which I wish it did because I feel like it's such a wearable everyday foundation that I would want it to. So you guys can see the big difference. So this is a foundation covered on one side with sponge. I think it did a pretty good job of covering. It feels really, really lightweight, which is super important, especially when you go in with more than 1 or 2 layers. You're kind of like, oh my God, is this gonna start to feel cakey and heavy? But it doesn't feel that way at all. So now we're gonna be taking our brush. And for brush today, we're gonna be using the It Cosmetics star-shaped brush. I actually did a review on this brush and I really enjoyed it because it really gets in there around the nose, which I am excited about because on this side, I noticed that when I was trying to get around in my nose area, it was kind of removing some of the product. So I'm excited to use it with this brush again. If you guys haven't seen my review on this new It Cosmetics star-shaped brush, then I would really recommend you do so. I will have it linked up here so that you guys can check it out. When you first go in with one layer, you can definitely see it gives you that very like tinted moisturizer type of finish. Very, very skin-like. So I feel like somebody that has very natural makeup taste that you want to just kind of barely cover, or you don't have many imperfections and you want something that is wearable, easy to put on, and will just be the right amount of evening out your skin, you probably will like this foundation. If you want to like a splurge high-end foundation, I feel like you will enjoy this because you can see this is one light layer right here that we're doing right now with the brush. So this is me building it up to my preference of full coverage. This is the product on just looking very natural and normal without much being on there. So you can see how it builds up really nicely. And I mean, it didn't cover all my redness, but it covered a good amount. So I can only imagine how good it would look on somebody that has no type of redness or like scars they want to cover and they just want something to kind of even out their complexion and feel super lightweight, but still give you that foundation-y finish. So we are going to build it on for a second layer just because we built it for a third layer on my right side. So I want to do the same thing here. I feel like both the brush and the sponge are equally as good. You can see how it has that like luminous finish, but once on the skin, I'm surprised. I feel like it's not that luminous looking. I feel like it dries down nicely. Okay, so that went ahead and covered the entire face, and I'm actually really impressed with how it looks. I do have to say though, now that this side dried completely, it definitely looks more like natural skin. It's definitely like a light to medium coverage in my eyes. It's not like a full coverage. I do have to say that it dries down nicely, especially for somebody that has oily skin. It's not looking like super glowy or luminous. It's a little bit sticky. It's nothing too crazy. It's not clinging onto any of my texture, which is also good, or any of my dry patches. It just looks really nice. It actually truly does look like skin. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my very first initial thoughts, and then we can go ahead and start our day. So if you wanna continue watching and see how this Dior foundation holds up post me applying my full face of makeup, then please go ahead and do so. Okay, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup and everything went on super nice with my foundation. I do have to say it looks really good. And what I am noticing as I was applying the makeup is that it didn't change. Like, it still looks nice and intact. The foundation didn't budge when I used my blush. It didn't break apart. When I was concealing, it didn't break apart either. The only thing that I did notice, there's still areas, at least with my skin, that I can still see kind of like my actual skin. So I do feel like this is a super lightweight. I did like how it's set though. It looks more of like a powdered finish. So on somebody that has oily skin, the first like 60 minutes, it is gonna set really nicely. It's not gonna set like super luminous or dewy. If anything, the only thing that's making it look luminous is the highlighter that I applied on my cheeks, but everywhere else it looks really nice and in place. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue wearing this foundation for the rest of the day, and I will also give you guys a clip of me in natural light so you guys can see how the foundation looks. And then at the end of the day, I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation. I do have a feeling that it will get super dewy throughout the day, but maybe it won't. We'll have to see, but I think that's why it's always so cool to do these wear tests throughout the entire day so that we can really go ahead and find some developed thoughts. So this is the final product with makeup on. I'm liking it. I decided to do very like natural, no lashes, just mascara eye look because I was like, the foundation looks so natural that I feel like I don't need to do the most. So let's see how this does for the rest of the day, and I will be back and give you guys my thoughts. So stay tuned if you want to see if this new Dior Face and Body Foundation is worth the buy or not. I'm here in a different setting now. I have a bunch of windows right in front of me so you guys can actually see how this foundation looks on the skin. So I honestly have to say it looks pretty nice. I am noticing that it's getting a little tiny bit more luminous than it was when we first applied it on. It's getting a little luminous in the areas where I typically get a little bit oily through the day. It's only been around like 3 hours or so. The only thing I did notice is that up close, like right around here, it is clinging onto a little bit of my skin. But on this side it actually looks pretty good. It definitely is a more like natural wear though. I've noticed as I was looking into the mirror, it does look very, very natural on the skin. It looks almost like skin. It's not like a full coverage foundation. So that's just something I noted. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry on for the rest of my day, and I'll be back a little bit later to give you guys my final thoughts on this Dior Face and Body Foundation. Hey guys, so I am back. It is now 10:30 p.m. at night, and I've been wearing this foundation for the whole day. The last time I saw you guys was in natural lighting, and the foundation wasn't too bad. But now, as you can see, it is super duper glowy. Like, it's glowing everywhere. This is what it looks like, and especially like always around my nose, super duper dewy. I also got my hair braided, in case you're wondering. I have these Dutch braids, in case you're wondering what kind of braids they are. But I do have to say, I do not like how glowy I look. I feel like this isn't worth the buy for me personally, because I do have oily skin. Now, there may be some people that for every day this would be great, especially if you do have dry skin. But I feel like for somebody that has combination to really oily skin, I feel like this just isn't really gonna be the best. It makes the skin look normal, but it really gets super duper glowy through the day. That's the one thing that I do have to say. I feel like I am so glowy and I'm just kind of like ready to take it off. It still doesn't feel like it's heavy or anything, but I just feel like it looks gross now. I'd rather spend my money on the Dior Skin Forever foundation, because this one has SPF. It has 35 SPF. It has really good shine control. It's very long wearing, and it's just fuller coverage, but it's still a light consistency. So I would prefer this, especially for like when I want to look done up, than this Dior foundation. I do feel like this is for everyday use for people that do have that dry skin, because it has that really nice, really like liquidy consistency, but still goes on the skin nice, and it's very, very buildable. For somebody who's looking for like natural wear and is into more natural makeup, I think you will really enjoy this. Now, I can't even begin to picture how I would look if I worked out in this. I feel like I would look like a complete hot mess. It does claim to be really good with like shine, sweat, and exercising, but I just feel like for somebody that has oily skin, I wouldn't believe that. So that's just something that I had put out there. So this is definitely not worth it for me. I feel like I was a little bit disappointed. I was expecting a little bit better quality, and I was expecting it for it to look better. Those are all my thoughts for today. If you guys have any thoughts on this new Dior foundation, then please go ahead and let me know them down below. I would love to hear what you are thinking of this foundation, and if you will be purchasing this or not. If you guys did enjoy watching this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you guys have any other recommendations for foundation reviews you guys want to see, please let me know so I can go ahead and film those as soon as I can, as soon as I can get my hands on them, most importantly, because it's always hard to get some foundations, especially when they just come out. I feel like it's super hard. But if there's anything you guys want me to try out, just know that I am your girl. So if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to become a member of family here on YouTube. I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. That being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.